What stands out about the Oral Roberts matchup? It obviously was a wild one in Grand Forks. What do you think of the rematch here?
Well, we were playing pretty good basketball then. Big things to take away from that first game was we took care of the ball really well. And I know it might sound crazy to say, knowing they finished with 98 points, but that was, a double overtime game and held them in the 70s in regulation. And so, truthfully, for a team with the firepower that they have, there was some good defensive stuff there. Could it get better? Absolutely. But they're a team that averaged 107 points last week. So they're a tough guard. Taking care of the ball is incredibly important. Obviously, that helps with both your offense and your defense, just not giving them a quick score right back. But we're going to need to really step up in a major way on that defensive end in particular. And then offensively, we're going to need to take care of the ball and find ourselves some good shots. But they're a very good team. I mean, we know that. We've seen them compete with, and take SDSU pretty much to the wire down at their place. And so great that we got a little bit of confidence maybe this last week, but we're going to have to carry it over to Thursday. Is
there a different ability to carry momentum when previously we were talking about coming close, pushing the front runners? Now you beat North Dakota State. How different maybe is the vibe or the ability to carry that momentum going forward?
Well, I think there's definitely something to be said with coming out on top of a close game. To say we've been close as many times as we had. What do we say? We're like 9 or 10 games with the point differential within 5 points. I mean, and now you can add that last game there. So many of those close games, and the record in those games, I think was like 3-6, 3-7, something like that. So not particularly in our favor, but to have recently come away with one of those definitely helps with the confidence boost. And it's something that we've practiced a little bit. We've spent a little bit more time maybe on some of those late game situations and just talking through how to handle those situations. There's obviously, some sets, some plays and things that you do, but also just like the mindset too. So having worked on those a little bit more in a practice setting where you can take the time to talk through what the mindset might be, I do think has helped us in coming out on the right end of the most recent one, hopefully helps the team.
Fatima had some big moments in that Bison game. What have you seen from her season here in terms of, I imagine there's a lot of development going on during the season with her game here.
Yeah, she's come a long way, no doubt. You look at her finishing ability, she's shooting the ball pretty well, especially her ability to kind of extend the floor a little bit. But just defensively, she's become a little bit of a force inside. She had those 9 blocks down in Fargo, however many weeks ago that was. And you see, people start driving at her and she shows up in the area. There's a little bit of hesitation there, and I don't blame anybody. But obviously that's been a huge factor for us inside. And then, obviously the play that most people are going to think about is her O-board and her put back there. And she's starting to show a little bit more fight. Love to see the passion that she's, starting to really play with. And I think a lot of that comes from the confidence that she's been building. And she's building it because of the work she's doing outside of game day. And so it's fun to see the work she's putting in translate on game day.
And I think she's shooting like 64% from the field. If she had enough field goals, she would, be leading the league.
Yep.
Is it an element that, you'd like to see her be more aggressive offensively, or are you in the mode of like she's taking the right shots right now?
I do think she's taking the right shots. Sure, when she gets a good look, we are certainly not asking her to kick it out. But I do believe she's doing a good job kind of recognizing when it is her time. And because she's a little bit more of a face-up game player more than like a back-to-the-basket type player, there's some instances where, you really do have to let the floor space and see the right timing. You can't really force the issue maybe quite as much as you can when you're that power back-to-the-basket type player.